Call this meeting to order. Could I get a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve the agenda.
Motion from Sherry, a second, please.
I'll second.
Second by Krista. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Could I now get a motion to approve the minutes from November 21st?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Sherry,
Second.
second by Billy. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, we're down to item number 4, public hearing, cannabis zoning ordinance. Could I get a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Motion by Jim to open the public hearing. Could I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, Billy. Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. The public hearing is now open. All public comments are received. The public hearing will be closed. No further comments on this issue will be received at this meeting. Anyone providing comments should state their name and address for the record. Erin, will you please present something to us?
I sure will. Alrighty, so tonight we have a public hearing and review of an ordinance amending Chapter 50 of the Carver City Code pertaining to cannabis and hemp businesses. So on October 21st, the City Council held a listening session. We got some good feedback from businesses in town, schools in town. November 18th, they had a work session where they discussed the information they heard at the listening session. The Planning Commission reviewed the same information, some guidance from the City Council at November 21st. The proposed ordinance adds some new things to Section 50, or Chapter 50 of the City Code, which the Planning Commission is responsible for. It's the zoning code. So we add definitions. We permit cannabis retailers in the Central Business District and Freeway Commercial District. We require buffers in the Freeway Commercial District from the property line, 500 feet from daycares, 1,000 feet from schools. It sets hours of operation, which was a discussion the Planning Commission had. And then it limits the cultivating, manufacturing, transportation of cannabis and hemp materials to the industrial district only. So those heavier industrial users would not be permitted in the Central Business District or Freeway Commercial. Those would just be the retailers. The Planning Commission is slated with holding the public hearing tonight and discussing, and then this gets turned around really quickly to the City Council on December 16th, Monday, will be the City Council's final review. So I'll open it up for discussion, public hearing, et cetera.
Anybody from the public have something they'd like to say? If not, how about this commission? Anyone? Sherry?
So I just have a couple of questions about how it was all written.
Yeah.
So the definitions that are being provided, were those given to us from the state so that it's a common definition across?
Yes.
Okay. And then my only other question is probably to read. Last time we had met, we talked about the hours of operation. So I'm curious how we landed, or it's coming back now from the council that the hours of operation.
So
No?
the council has not reviewed it since the Planning Commission did.
Oh.
the
okay.
hours
So
of
where did the
operation-
10 to 9 come from?
State statute.
Oh,
Cool.
that's
Makes it
easy.
easy, yeah.
All right, because I was just curious how we arrived at that.
Yeah.
The city attorney and I were working on this together, and he called me, and he was reading off the information from state statutes, and then he made me read it back to him, like word for word, comma for comma, and I was really embarrassed because I thought everyone in the office was listening to me read like hemp,
a lawyer.
edibles, comma, space, or, but it's from state statute.
Okay, well, that makes it super easy.
Yeah.
And then my only other question was, when you look at what you've got on the screen here, F versus G, why in G we're referencing retailers, but we're not referencing hours of operation?
So G covers like bars that are selling THC drinks.
Oh, got it. But otherwise, all the other cannabis would be covered under F.
Correct. Anything that would be newly legal starting in 2025 under the State Office of Cannabis Management falls under F. Anything that's currently legal right now, like THC drinks, is G.
Got it. Do we have that definition of lower potency hemp?
The last one on
Up
page
there?
one.
It is up there? Oh, it
Yep.
is up there, okay. I'm good.
I have questions, but they're related to the ordinance in general.
Okay.
Go.
All of these definitions are approved by OCM, but in the first time you mention OCM, it doesn't say what it is.
That's a good idea.
Oh, we haven't defined OCM.
Correct. So it's on the first definition.
So we just need to add
Yeah,
that.
so you just have to add what it means.
The first, okay, so we have it here.
Correct.
Okay, so you want it to be Office of Cannabis Management here.
Maybe just in parentheses.
Correct.
Sure.
Just, again,
On the
technical
first.
writing perspective,
Yep.
first time you're mentioning it.
Yeah.
This ordinance, it is really about the retailer, but all the businesses are described, so I don't know if the definition is correct of the ordinance itself.
Pertaining to cannabis and hemp businesses.
It's really related to retail, correct?
No?
No, because it also includes information in the industrial district about cultivation, manufacturing.
Okay. Section 2, number 2, letter F.
Section 2. Yes.
That is a lot of words. Like, remove however. And then, is it they may not sell those, or they may sell those?
That is kind of confusing.
This is a list.
But is
so
this a copy paste from the state statute and that's why it's like this?
Yes.
Can you go back up to the heading on this? Okay, permitted uses. Commercial.
In this commercial
Within the
district.
Such
Central-
establishments to
central district.
include but not limited to the following. Okay, and then go down to F. Cannabis retailer, however. may
So
not
since
sell
it's
cannabis
exactly the
while
same as the state statute, we'd keep it the same if we want
Yeah.
to align with them.
I can attempt to have that one changed, but I'm going to suspect that Dave, our city attorney, will want to keep it the way it is.
It just makes it sound like the
It is
cannabis retailer may
confusing.
not sell those things, and I thought that's what they were
They
selling.
may not sell it.
Except
between
between,
the hours of
It's a
10
double-
and 9. Yeah,
Lawyer.
You
Okay.
could maybe say, you could do between the hours of 9 AM or 10 o'clock AM and 9 o'clock PM daily. A cannabis retailer may sell.
Yeah. That would seem a
If
lot
it's
clearer to me.
state statute though, so like the state says, if you are a cannabis retailer, you cannot be open outside of these hours.
we have the option to include this section. So not all communities are including hours of operation.
So we
Oh,
need
got
to
it.
specify.
But, so then we've specified a time, and because of state statute, do we have to follow that exact same time if we're gonna have a time?
So our guidance thus far has been not to be more restrictive than state statute. So this is the minimum amount that state statute allows right now for hours of operation.
And
10
because
Minimum or
there's potential for
maximum?
pushback,
Minimum.
the attorney wants it to be the exact same language. So
Correct.
that we can't push back.
Yeah.
People can't push back. Okay.
So we could allow more hours?
Yes, it could be open 24/7
Okay.
if we so choose.
And if someone says, I want to be open till midnight because the bar across the street is selling the other kind of whatever.
Low potency.
The lower stuff. Can they apply for a variance?
No, I would say they probably would go before the city council and request that we revise our ordinance.
Okay. That, you can keep it that way, it's just really confusing.
I don't disagree with that.
I
Okay.
agree.
Otherwise, why would
Yeah.
we need the lawyers?
Yeah, that's true.
Put like more hitherto hence in there. And then low potency, they have no hours, no restrictions. Okay.
Correct.
And then permitted uses, section 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that is also straight from comma paste.
Yeah,
That is a lot of sentence right there.
it sure is. It's so many commas.
Okay. I could provide suggestions, but I will leave it as is.
I'll forward it on, but
And I'm also assuming that on section 4, number 4, same thing.
yeah.
Okay. Because you can remove some hitherto's there also. Okay, that was it.
Thank you very much, Krista. Billy, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I just
or-
want to know how the hours were decided, but that's answered.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Aaron, anything else to
Oh,
add?
No.
So there's no limit on low potency either. You can have as many as them as you want.
Correct. So that's what's legal already today.
Yes. Okay. And the city doesn't care how many people sell, or we don't want to restrict it, we won't restrict it?
I'm gonna say we don't have the authority to do so.
Okay.
It's like 3-2 beer.
Yeah.
So it'd
Right, 'cause-
already be restricted by liquor licenses.
Correct.
Or
which
whatever,
then
yeah.
We only give out a certain number of
Okay.
liquor licenses.
But I think they're relying on the distinction between cannabis and hemp, right?
Yes, hopefully.
Anybody have anything else they want to say? If not, I would like to get a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close.
Second.
Motion by Billy to close the public hearing, second by Krista. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The public hearing is now closed. Does anybody want to say anything else about this before we vote on the,
Changes.
thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the ordinance on cannabis zoning regulations?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Krista. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Billy. There's a motion and a second to approve the ordinance on cannabis zoning regulations that's been presented here. Any further discussion? Last chance.
Are you guys gonna go back and make some wording edits or
Just to the first definition that Krista requested.
those, yeah?
Yeah.
But, yeah, and it's coming before the council
Monday.
Monday. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion carries. Okay, do we have any communications?
Since this meeting was so short, do you mind if I preview some projects we're gonna see soon?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay. Let's get a map up. I didn't prep for this, so this is just gonna be flying by the seat of my pants.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Oh, I love these ones. At least you're sharing your screen this time.
Yeah.
that's hurtful. Okay, so Bearings, this is Fleet Farm. This is Lakeview Industries. This property, we've referred to it for a long time as JCP Holdings. United Properties, who's developing Carver Commons, which is where Quick Trip is, et cetera. They're working on a 400,000 square foot industrial project. You saw that concept plan. So they are in now with their environmental assessment worksheet. So they did their full environmental review. Aaron Schmidt, the engineer, and I are meeting tomorrow to discuss it. He might have different feedback but from what I read, it came back really clean. It looks really good. So that project is going to probably start moving through all of the processes soon.
Isn't that whole, it's that whole corner?
Yes, so it's 2 buildings, roughly 200,000 square feet each.
Yeah.
So that's really good news. That project is moving forward. The school district has a purchase agreement for those lower 20 acres that we've talked about for their transportation facility. They don't have a really concrete timeline at this point, but we're starting to explore what it would look like if they punched Commerce Drive through that site, because there are a lot of people that are interested in developing the remainder of the site. So there's roughly 60 acres remaining, and we get calls on it a lot. Big residential project, so the Lenzen property formerly is under contract with D.R. Horton. So they're coming in likely early next year with a concept plan, EAW, et cetera, for about 500 new residential units.
Wow.
Yeah,
Will that go off Monroe then?
it will generally. And then Balsam connects through as well. So there's a couple connections that will be made.
Wow.
Would that be one or like split into multiple?
It'll be multi-phased for sure, but one project.
Okay.
So D.R. Horton did Meridian Fields and Hawthorne Ridge in Carver recently. Both projects were really successful. We have had a lot of fun working with D.R. Horton, so we're looking
How
forward
many
to.
acres is that?
Between the two, I think it's about 400 acres. Pretty ravine heavy in some portions, but we'll be able to connect the trail that we started in Timber Creek up into this section too, which will be really exciting.
How many houses Meridian?
81,
And they're gonna do 500 in the next one?
yeah.
This will be nice because it's really close to Dahlgren Golf Course.
Yeah, that's true.
So when they do that, when they put in for that many houses, like, does the school district just like raise their hand, like, hey, we have nowhere for these kids to go? Or how does that work?
Yeah, so Natalie sends our building report to the school district every month so they can track the numbers. In the, we've
Remember, it
been,
won't be 500 overnight.
Night, yeah.
yeah.
No, I
true.
realize that,
Yeah.
but is it like they have to wait for the families to move in and to do a renewed census count? Because like, it's not like if they move in, I mean, our school district is tapped out on
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So-
like, how does it work?
We have the big project southwest of town right now called Summer Field by Summer Gate. We're requesting that they preserve a school site potentially in this area. That doesn't mean anything to the school district, but we can at least say, hey, we're starting to think about it, we're planning for it. Here's a site that could work, just because they are looking at numbers from Chan, Chaska, et cetera. But
Yeah.
we tried to be forward-thinking in that point to say, let's reserve a large parcel of land for a next school site potentially.
Because I have to imagine like the market tends to be people with younger kids, but then I just think like that's elementary, middle, and high school. Potentially you have to think about
Right.
that's 3 schools, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's really interesting.
And I think the next school they're looking to build, I think, is a middle school. So we'll see. We'll keep saying like, yes, it's absolutely needs to be in Carver. I don't know how it'll shake out though.
But the school district is always projecting the future, what the population.
Yeah, but when I like have talked and asked questions, because I'm very interested in it, they've said like until there are people living here, the state doesn't, like when they built the school, they knew that they were gonna have to build an expansion 3 years later, but they don't get money from the state
Right.
until, and so when there's 500 new houses coming in, that's like, well, those kids don't just wait till the expansion goes up, right? Like you have to find room for them.
Well, what do you imagine the timeline will be for
Yeah.
500 homes?
No, it's fair.
30 years.
I just, it's still like, even if there's 50 kids, like our school
Despite-
right now is like 25, 28 kids a room.
Yep.
That's a
But
lot.
you know what, this area is pretty used to growth. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Chaska had to do it.
No, I'm not
We're
opposed to
doing
it,
it.
it's just, I'm hoping it pushes us to get more schools.
Oh, yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I would love to see a middle school and high school in
Yeah.
this area.
Yes.
And we meet with the
That's a
district.
possibility
Yeah.
now, because look at our population.
Right,
So the district gets our information monthly and then we meet with them like quarterly just to talk about projects that are coming up. So
okay.
we give them a ton of
How
info.
many houses was Timber Creek? Was that 400 some?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, it
it's bas-
was?
basically
Actually it was 349.
340,
Okay.
okay. So,
The other thing to remember is that the new houses tend to bring young families. In the
Right,
meantime, all the older developments are kids that are aging out.
yeah, it's fair, I just don't think that they're aging out at the same pace we're bringing
Sure.
in, is my hypothesis. And maybe if they're $600,000 houses, it's older kids too.
Well,
I just am
population,
interested in how it all
population is
works.
going down unless we, especially if we keep out all the ones coming across the border.
Yeah, I'm just interested in like how it all works. Just,
Yeah.
that was like, before I knew about it, when I went down zoning commission, I was like, I'm a push for a school. So,
Same, we would love that too.
yeah.
Creekside Park is actively under construction, so at County Road 40, sorry, not County Road 40, Main Street. It's not County Road 40 anymore. And 11, so this is the city park that we're starting to work on. So you can see that earth has been moved there this fall, and this winter will continue, hopefully for an open summer 2025.
Can you go back to the one prior to that? I didn't quite catch. So,
The
north
ones
of
in-
Maplewood?
So
Oh,
this is kind of a long story. So Summer Gate, aka Tollefson, has owned a lot of property in this area since 2006. So they sat on it through the market crash. City utilities right now stop at Overlook Drive. So we cannot develop this area until there is a willing partner and city commitment to shoot city utilities south of the bluffs right now. So in 2025, in our fee schedule, we are proposing a trunk sewer and water availability charge to any house that comes into Carver. So we'll start a new fund that will allow us to extend city utilities where there are gaps. So this is the first gap that we've identified that will allow for development that will quickly pay back the cost essentially. So if we fund that city project, it'll be paid back by the people coming to Carver anytime after 2025 with that trunk charge. So we've seen some concept plans we're thinking that those projects might go in tandem. So in city utilities, when that project happens for us, which we recently bonded for, once we get that extension, Summergate will likely come in with their applications here. They have about 400 acres, either under contract or under some type of agreement. So similar to the DR Horton project potentially.
Wow, and so it's a big neighborhood.
Correct.
thing.
Yep.
Wow.
And then in the Parks Master Plan, we call for a large regional park. We have this property identified. So it's really flat. It's a farm field right now. So we have it slated in the Parks Master Plan for like a ball field complex. So upgrading the town team, so the Carver Black Sox, making it more of a field instead of just part of community park. And then we have like a nature-based playground slated in there right now, trails, a lot of parking facilities, planning for potentially the Black Sox or tournament teams to be on that site.
Okay, thank you.
And then the county is also upgrading County Road 11 too, in a similar time frame. We're trying to coordinate with them, getting utilities and the road around that area.
And then just a couple of projects downtown. The Merriam Junction Trail is really actively under construction with the trail closed, Riverside Park closed. And then the 3rd Street Bridge is looking really good. We look at it out City Hall windows fairly often. It'll be open over the winter in a gravel condition with pavement striping signage to be completed in the spring.
Yeah, with the cool weather coming in, the rain, they weren't able to get the blacktop in before all the asphalt plants closed for the season. So they'll basically leave it hard packed gravel over the winter and then finish it up in the spring as soon as things thaw out.
So this is our last meeting of 2024, but a little preview of what I think we'll see in 2025. I think it'll be busy.
I have a question about what was County Road 40, which is Main Street now.
Mm-hmm.
Has that been turned back to the city of Carver?
It has, yes.
Did the county, fix it up before turning it back? I mean, that's kind of their job.
We received funding.
Oh, so we have to do it?
Yeah.
Did we receive enough funding?
Depends on what we want to do. We had
Should have made them do it.
we had a community task force for a project called Gateways to Carver, which is where we got Sherry. So there are some really big plans as proposed on that street. So we can make some improvements, but if we're going for the long haul of what we're looking to do, like a trail from the bluffs to downtown,
Well, I'm thinking more of the maintenance aspect of it coming off of
60,
61.
yeah. The county is planning for a project at that intersection. We're starting to talk about it with the city of Chaska. I think they have it slated for 2029 right now. And then we've been applying for grants left and right for Main Street, the whole, from 11 to 61.
Yeah.
So far, I've been unsuccessful, but we'll keep trying.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
On Creekside Park, did they put water in? I know there
No.
was a discussion, okay.
It was really expensive.
Yeah, I know. I just like the water bowls up at Ironwood for the
Yeah.
dogs.
Do
What's
we
a
know
dog
what
park?
Jasper's doing?
Sure.
In general or
Well,
specifically?
Where that farm is between,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's
our
going on?
northern border and
Yeah.
212.
Yeah, so it's we've been referring to it as the Anglin property. We met with Chaska staff last week about it to provide some feedback.
What, the one in the triangle, that's Anglin property?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
And that's Chaska, which is weird. So
Yes.
the people that
I
live
knew-
there
I
are
knew-
like,
I knew that.
yeah,
But,
but the people that live there aren't aware of it, like that used to be old 212.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So the tricky part right now is that Chaska doesn't have utilities available to that site. So the property north is in the process of developing the Friends and then the Worm. Yep, these two properties are in the process of developing. This one goes with that property across 61. So if utilities come to this property line, Chaska would then be responsible for bringing it through to this property too. So we have been meeting with Chaska pretty regularly, giving them a ton of comments about what we need for the street, where our utilities need to go.
And that's gonna be residential, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like the main trunk line between the water treatment plant and the water tower go right in
Yep.
there, right?
So right now, Chaska is doing all of the land use approvals, but they're giving us a ton of leeway to provide some feedback, which has been great.
Good.
Cool.
TBD on timing though. Those utilities, that's been the head scratcher for all of us, is
It's
why
just
they're
like,
working
oh,
on this property already when there aren't utilities, but it's their prerogative.
That would not be that would be regular property. I mean, it wouldn't be condominium type property or private.
No, it
Roads-
would,
The roads in there would not be private.
that's not their plan right now. It'd be really similar to what we have in Meadows at Spring Creek. And it's being proposed by Pulte.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Oh, I have one other thing.
Oh, sure.
Oh, stop saying that one thing.
Yeah.
When next year are do seats open up? Like, I know mine's open.
Yep, and I think,
Jim?
I don't think so. It was just a point.
I'll say Krista's. Is Krista's up?
Brenda is putting it in the January newsletter, and then she'll be sending emails to
I know,
anyone.
what's up? So, I mean, are we done now or in January?
Nope, so March.
March, okay.
Are you in a hurry?
Got it.
None of the above.
Also, you and I will need to talk about that.
I think we already have.
I've done really good at co-chair, though. I haven't had to lead a meeting.
Excellent.
You haven't?
No.
Wasn't I gone at least once?
No.
Oh. I might be gone
Thank you.
January, February.
Just-
All right, do we have anything else?
When does the 2025 schedule come out then?
For like meeting dates?
It's out, they're on.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Isn't it always the third Thursday or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Except when
it
it's the
is.
second.
Okay.
Yeah, except for tonight when
Like,
it's the
that's when I
second.
set my alarm to look at stuff.
Yeah.
So if it's not, someone's gotta call me.
That's fine, I can go get it. That's fine.
All
I
right,
just put it up there this week, so.
Okay, I think I looked last week. So, that's fine.
I just want to say how great park looks,
Which one?
gazebo park.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, excellent with the lights.
very nice job.
Good job.
By some civic organization.
Yes.
How's the fire department construction coming along?
Slowly, but I think well.
Okay.
The one, Chaska, you're talking about?
No,
No, we have
ours.
a
We have a
remodeled.
renovation project.
Internally in the
Oh,
public works
it's
slash
all
fire
internal?
station. Yeah.
A new roof.
New roof.
Got it.
Yeah.
A new roof already? I mean, it's only
20 years old.
20 years
huh?
old.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when it happens.
We need some HVAC improvements too.
Okay. Anything else? I hope everybody has a happy holiday and I'll see you next year.
Oh, sorry. That's it. Oh, this is my last meeting, so
Oh,
I.
well, thank you very much for
Yep,
serving, Reed,
no.
and,
Thank you.
Yep.
oh,
so,
that's right, I forgot.
That's okay. So yes, it was
Well, there'll
pleasure-
be a seat opening here.
Yeah. I don't think I'm tempted. No, it was great serving the city, and I appreciate all your guys' volunteer time here, and I was happy to be the liaison, and hopefully I provided some meaningful feedback. So
Well, thanks very
Thanks,
much.
Reed.
yeah,
Thank you so
no problem.
much.
Now
Okay.
you can end. No.
Now, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion by
Seconded.
Krista and a second by Billy to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned.